So I promised a video reply to some questions. So I went through and I kind of picked out the fun ones, I guess. I don't know. This will probably get more in depth than it should. So it'll probably end up being a YouTube video or something. Follow the link. So the first question is my most favorite place I've worked. I've worked a lot of really cool places and been fortunate enough to do a lot of cool shit. So that's actually a really hard question to answer. Probably, if I had to just, without a whole lot of thought, Michael Waltrip Racing. I worked there for, I think, 7.5 years. Learned a lot. Killer people. Like, we had a blast. We had a lot of fun. Plus, I was in my early to middle 20s. So, yeah, we had fun. Second question. When am I going to finish my hot rod? Well, it's right there. And I've actually been making some good progress on it. Unfortunately, it's just down to spending money. And I don't have a lot of extra to spend, so I'm picking away at what I can do without spending money, and it's actually turning out to be quite a bit. So my goal is within the next 6 months it's done. Will it happen? We'll find out. So someone asked me what was the best or worst part about working at a NASCAR team. I would say the best part is it's a clean environment. People are all kind of on the same skill level. So you're never like, oh, that guy's a fucking idiot and he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, that still happens, but so probably the best thing is everyone's kind of equally talented. It's a good setup to learn a lot and push each other to be better. The worst thing about working at a NASCAR team, especially now since the car tomorrow, is creativity has kind of gone out the window. The engineers dream up these stupid ass ideas and then the fabricators have to implement it. And it changes like every other day. So you may do 10 cars on Monday, and by Thursday you're cutting all that back off and doing something else retarded that isn't going to help anyways. Someone asked, why is my wife buffer than me? She's probably more motivated than me. Yeah, we'll run with that. That's what we're going to go with. She has better genetics than me. I'm built like a corn-fed honky, and I look at a carb and it turns to a pound of fat. So yeah, that's why she's buffer than me. Plus, since I destroyed my back a few years ago, I actually haven't been able to be in the gym at all. I know that's kind of a shitty excuse, but I like to walk, and if I fuck that up any worse than it is, there is a possibility for permanent nerve damage, and then I'm screwed royally. Sorry, I keep looking at my little list. What was my favorite build as a fabricator, I'm assuming? That is a really good question. I've done a lot of really cool builds, I feel. The problem with fun builds or favorite builds is they're normally not the most fun to do. They end up being really fucking stressful and way too time consuming. The Vipra, the Supra with the V10 Dodge Viper motor, is probably one of my favorites because it was my style, like just my style. When it came to the fabrication, I got to do whatever popped into my head, and Bill and I about killed ourselves doing it, but it's probably one of my favorites because we didn't have rules, and we were basically out to break every rule that there was to break when it comes to building a Toyota Supra. Someone asked me, what am I the worst at when it comes to welding? Believe it or not, probably gas welding. I just don't do it ever. Mainly everything I do is MIG or TIG, and I do it enough that it flows along pretty good. I actually did some stick welding when I was in Australia not too long ago, and I thought it was going to look like complete shit, and it actually came out really well. So maybe I got lucky, but we'll answer that with gas welding or brazing. Someone asked, what got me into welding? Basically, BMX got me into welding. I broke every damn thing on my bicycle when I was a little kid because it was kind of a transition period in the sport where everyone was starting to do tricks and jump bigger jumps and the street riding and all that, and the bikes weren't built to handle it at all. So I basically had to learn how to fix my own stuff, and then I wanted to learn how to make pegs and stuff like that. So my brother actually bought me a little shitbox 110 welder, and I built a ton of stuff I should have probably never ever built with that little thing, and it still lives today. It's funny. That basically is what snowballed me into wanting to learn to weld. That way I could build my own frames, I could build my own parts. But then I also grew up around race cars, mud dragsters, off-road trucks, freaking you name it, I was around it. So welding just kind of naturally fell into place. I was definitely a Lego kid growing up. So I had a pretty good grasp, I feel like, as far as how things had to be built to like last, and it's just kind of a weird talent, I feel like. I've never went to engineering school or done anything like that, but I seem to do pretty well at it. Not tooting my own horn or anything like that, but yeah. What am I doing currently? I started Trust Manufacturing, and it's kind of we'll say a specialty products company that's more wide open. Basically, you can reach out to me or the company, and we will design, develop, weld, manufacture, bend, break, whatever product you want. We're available basically to any industry, and we're really small right now. Obviously, it's myself, and then if I need help, I will recruit it as I go along. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. A little bit of everything. I guess you could almost say I'm like freelance, which is cool. It's gave me a lot of flexibility and let me open my brain back up to not being so just, this is what I'm doing. I really struggle with getting bored. So honestly, I need to do my own thing or be in a position where I can just change onto different things. So anyways, there's my promised video. It's kind of fun, actually. Maybe we'll do it again. Maybe once a week, random shit. But anyways, peace.